Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm really grateful to all my subscribers and my viewers, even though I've not been consistent. Thank you for still coming back to check on me. Thank you for everything. Please, if you are new to this channel, please like and share and subscribe to this channel for more videos. Today we'll be making a kimono dress with collar and a turn-off sleeve and also two pockets at the front. Okay, so this fabric is 2 yards of material. I used 2 yards of ankara and my fabric is folded into four. Okay, and I'm using almost the whole length of this fabric, but I ended up reducing it because it was looking too long. It was, I think, almost on my knee, so I need it above my knee. So the length I use is 39 plus 2 inches for folding allowance. That's 41. Okay, and this line up here is my starting line. Okay, so to get your sleeve length, you need to measure from your back center bone to where you want your sleeve to end. So for me, I marked my shoulder 8 inches plus 6 inches. I added 6 inches to my shoulder. That makes it 14. So the total length I'm using is 14. Okay, or you can mark your shoulder and then you add like 5 inches to it. Okay, so I made use of 14 inches for my sleeve length, and like I said before, my fabric is on fold. I'm cutting the back and the fronts together. Okay, cutting the back and the fronts together. So I marked 14. Okay, I marked 14. I used 14 inches. And then for the neck width, because this is going to have a collar, I'll be making use of 3 by 3, 3 inches wide for the width and 3 inches depth for the front and half inches depth for the back. Okay, because it's going to have collar and it's going to have an opening at the front so that your neck can pass through. So that is why I use 3 inches wide and 3 inches depth. Okay, which is my normal round neck measurement. Okay, that is my normal neck measurement. So I think you should also use your normal neck measurements. Okay, not everybody uses 3 by 3. Okay, so here I'm going to mark my sleeve opening. So you use 11 inches for your sleeve opening, or you use 10 inch for the sleeve opening, but here I make use of 11 inches for my sleeve opening. And then my waistline, I marked my waistline of 18 inches, and then I'm going to mark my hip line also. After I connect this, I'm going to mark my hip line, and the hip line is 9 inch from the waistline. I marked 9 inch downward, so you can use 8 inches if you are not tall, or you can use 9 inch. So I'm going to mark 9 inch because I am tall. Okay, so I'm going to use 9 inch for this, but if you are not tall, you can use 8 inches. So from this point, I'm going to mark 9 inch downward. I'm going to take 9 inches downward like this. And I'm going to connect this, and this is going to serve as my hip line. Okay, so now we're going to take our shoulder slope. I'll be marking 1.5 inch from the shoulder line down like this. Okay, so I use 1.5 and I'm going to connect that to the neck line like this. Okay, so now I'm going to mark my waist measurement divided by 4, my bust circumference divided by 4, and my hip circumference divided by 4. That is what I'm going to be marking right now. So, and this dress is really a free dress, so I'm going to mark my hip divided by 4 plus 2.5 inch for the bust. I'm going to use 2.5 inch extra, 1 inch for allowance, 1.5 inch for ease. Okay, remember, if you add 1 inch, that means you automatically add 4 inches extra to your measurement. If you add 2 inch, you automatically add 8 inches extra to your measurement. So there will not be waist measurement here because it runs free from the bust down. Okay, so here I took my hip divide by 4 plus 3 inches, not 2.5. And I would mark the same thing on the hemline. Hip divide by 4 plus extra 3 inches. But for the bust, I marked bust divide by 4 plus 2.5. Okay, so I add extra 3 inches to the hip. So I'm going to connect from the bust down to the hip line. Remember I said there is no waist measurement here because it runs free from the bust down to the hem. So I'm going to put the picture on the screen so that you see how it looks. Okay, there is no waist measurement, there is no shapes, it's just a straight free gown. Okay, so now I'm going to connect this point down. So before that, I'm going to take the same measurement I marked on the shoulder line there. So I'm going to take the same measurement I marked on the shoulder line. So here you're going to mark whatever you have you marked on your shoulder. You're going to minus half inch from that. If you marked 14 inches on your shoulder, that means you're going to mark 13.5 here. If you mark 15 inches on your shoulder, that means you're going to mark 14.5. Okay, so that you have a slant line, right? Okay, so that the sleeve will kind of be slant a little, just like you are seeing. This is not straight, it's a little bit slant, so you minus half inch from whatever you mark on your shoulder. So to curve my armhole, from the bust line, I'm going to mark 2 inches below. From my bust line, I'll mark 2 inches below like this. And from here, I'm going to come out by 1.5. From here, you mark 1.5 outward like this, or 1 inch. Okay, just to get a nice curve. Okay, so you can use 1 inch outward so that you can curve your armhole. And we are done with this. So for the opening at the front, I'm going to use 5 inches from the neckline. I marked 5 inches downward. Okay, I marked 5 inches downward, and I'm going to mark there. And now I'm going to cut out what I have marked. We're going to cut out the excess fabric. So first of all, I'm going to start cutting from the back neck depth. Okay, like this. I'm going to start from the back neck depth and the shoulder slant, the sleeve, and the sides. And then this fabric, remember I said is on fold. We are cutting the front and back. So I'm going to remove the inside one, the one that is inside. Okay, I'm going to open it up this way and remove the inside one so that I can cut the front neckline. Okay, so I'm going to cut the front neck depth now. Okay, so here we'll be cutting the front neck. Okay, and I'm going to notch the midpoint like this. So I'll open this up, and I'm going to mark the length that I marked at the back before. So you just mark it like this. On the wrong side, you're marking on the wrong side. So I marked 5 inch here. Okay, so I'm going to draw a straight line there. Okay, and I'm going to be sewing quarter 2.5 inch from the both sides. So I'm using these pieces for the interfacing. Okay, so the width of these pieces is 6 inches. So you can use more, but I'm just managing this. So I use 6 inches, and then you're going to place it right side facing the right side of the ankara like this, and you will sew this way using 0.25. Okay, you're going to sew from here down and you take it up. So make sure you place the facing right side facing the each other, the right side of the fabric of your dress. Okay, and you're going to pin it down and sew on the midpoint. So from here down and upward using 0.25, that's your stitch is going to be half an inch. Okay, and the length like we marked earlier is 5 inches. Okay, so I'll do that and I'll be back. So here guys, I have done that, and we are going to open this up. So cut through your and stitch. Do not cut through, okay? Just cut very close to your seam, your stitch where you stitch the midpoint. Just cut very close so that you can easily turn this to the wrong side, okay? So you flip it over to the wrong side, and this is what you're going to have. Just get iron it, press it to look neat. And for the facing, I'm going to serge it round, and I will use hemming gum to hold it down. Or if you don't want to use hemming gum, you can tack it. You can tack your facing so that it will stay in place, okay? So you can just tack it, but I'm going to serge my round. If you don't have a serger, you can just weave it. You can just fold it, fold your facing before you start sewing, okay? And then you tack it, or you use interfacing. So I'm going to be using interfacing for my. And then for the pocket, I'm going to mark 10 inches or 13 inches. Okay, this 10 inches is my sleeve opening. So from there, I'm going to come down by 3 inches, which means I'm making use of 13 inches from my shoulder to where I want my pocket to start. Okay, it's 13 inches. That is where I want my pocket to start. So I mark the same thing on both sides, 13 inches. Okay, and then for the pocket to be equal, what I'm going to do is from this midpoint, I'm going to mark 3 inches from this midpoint, 3 inches, just to know where I'm going to place my pocket so that it will be equal. So I'm going to keep my pattern master like this. You can use a ruler or something else. I'll mark 3 inches this way. This is where I'm going to be placing my pocket. Okay, I'll turn it over to this other side, and I'm going to mark the same 3 inches like this. As you can see, I've marked it already, but I just feel like showing you guys what I did before I sew it. Okay, so this is the pocket. The pocket is 9 inches wide and 11 inches long. Okay, so after folding, I folded in 1/2 inch round. After folding, you have 8 inch by 10 inch. Okay, 8 inch by 10 inch long. So you can do more than that if you feel it's small. You can add your preference. You can use your preference, okay? But I just use 9 inches by 11 inches long. So after folding 1/2 inch all around, I am left with 8 inch. So I'm going to sew the pocket round after folding. Excuse me. After folding, I'm going to sew it round, and this is the pocket cover. I'm going to fold it, this curved part, I'm going to sew it round. So this is about 4 inches wide, and the length is 11 inches. So I fold in 1 inch on both sides, so I'll be left with 9 inch after folding. So this is 1 inch longer than the pocket itself. Okay, it's 1 inch longer than the pocket itself. So what I did is for 11 inches long, and then 4 inches wide. I'm going to still reduce it later. So I'm going to fold in all this curved area. I'm going to fold it twice. Or if you have a serger, you can serge it and just fold it once. Okay, so to get this shape, all you need to do is to fold this into 2. Just fold the facing pocket cover into 2, and then you curve to your desired length. Fold into 2 like this, and then you shape it. You shape it the way you want. Okay, so here is my pocket. I fixed one of the pocket. I'm going to show you how I do it, what I did. Okay, so this is the pocket, and here, like I said, I sew this round. I have sewed this place. As you can see, the seam, I sewed it round. So when I place it on the pocket, on the dress, I'm going to sew at the tip of the dress round again. Okay, so this is it. I sewed at the tip of the dress. That means we are having 2 seam. Okay, so this is the opening here. And for the facing, cover, I I sewed it, I turned it round, the curved edge, this curved part, you're going to fold it twice just to seal in the rough edge. And afterwards, what I have is 2 inches left because I trim out the excess. And then you're going to place it very close to the pocket and sew like this. Sew with 1/2 inch, very close to the pocket. You sew with 1/2 inch. When you fold, you're going to left with 1.5 inch, and I'm going to top stitch here like this also. Okay, I'm going to top stitch there. So I reduce it to 2 inches because the 4 inch was too big, so I had to reduce it. You're going to top stitch on it after sewing. Okay, so this is the other pocket. I'm going to place it this way, following the marks we made earlier, and I'm going to sew on it. So you use your pin to secure your pocket so that it will not shift or go one side. Okay, so that it will not go one side. And also be mindful of your seam, okay, in case if your pocket is bigger, maybe you are a small size and after marking everything the pocket is bigger than almost at your seam allowance, please, you have to reduce it. Okay, as you can see, my own is 2 inches before the seam, so you're going to sew from here to here and upward like this. Okay, that is how to join the pocket, and I'm going to join the pocket facing cover to it just like I showed you. Okay, so here I've joined the pocket. Okay, I'm done sewing my pocket. I'm done sewing my pocket, and I'm still going to go and sew the pocket facing. But first of all, I'm going to show you how I'm going to run the shoulder. I'm going to join the 2 shoulders together after I have sewn my pocket cover. So after sewing your pocket cover, you just place your fabric right side facing each other, and then you sew the shoulder. So this is what I have after doing that. Okay, as you can see, my pocket cover, I top stitch on it, and I sew here first before I top stitch, just like I told you guys earlier. And here is our pocket is ready. Okay, so for your collar, you're going to measure around your neckline in order to cut your collar. So next we are going to sew our turn off sleeve. So this is the pieces I'll be using for that. The width is 2 inches, which is on fold, so when you open it is 4 inches, and the length is the length of this sleeve plus 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to place it like this. So this is the open part, that is the one that is at the tip like this, and then I'm going to sew from here to here. Okay, that's on the wrong side of your fabric. You're going to place it on the wrong side of your fabric like this. Is inside on the wrong side I sewed, and I open it up and top stitch on my fabric. Okay, you top stitch on the fabric so that when you flip it, it's going to be like this. It's going to lay flat. Okay, so you make sure you iron this out. Okay, so like I said, the length is the sleeve length, the length of the sleeve plus extra 2 to 3 inches, so that after sewing you can trim out the excess. Okay, so for the collar, guys, I've already prepared my collar. I have a detailed tutorial on how to make this. Okay, please, I'm going to leave it on the description box below for you guys to watch, and or it may also pop up during this video. Please, guys, if I should add the collar tutorial here, it's going to be too long. Okay, so please just go watch that one. It's only meant for collar and it's detailed. All right, so here I notch the midpoint of the collar, and I'm going to notch the midpoint of my dress like this. Okay, and I'm going to place them notch to notch like this, and I'll pin this down, and I'm going to sew it from one edge to the other edge. Okay, I'm going to sew from one edge to the other edge. I'm going to sew like this from one end to the other end. Okay, and after that, and I'll use this one to seal in the rough edge of the collar. And after sewing my collar, I'm going to shape my dress. So this turn up, make sure you push it inside. It should be at the right side of your dress. Push it inside to be at the right side of your dress, and you're going to shape your dress from there. Okay, so the turn up should be at the right side. I'm trying to arrange mine to be on the right side. Okay, so you arrange your dress very well, shoulder to shoulder like this, and then you're going to cut out the excess you have on your turn up pieces. Okay, so I'm going to sew like this, Okay, so you arrange, make sure they are matching each other. So from here down to the hem with 1/2 inch. Okay, from the sleeve here you sew down to the hemline with 0.5 and you fold the down part of your dress, and we are done. Thank you guys for watching. Please guys, I'm begging, like this video and encourage me now by liking the video so that more people will see it. Also share so that more people can see it. I don't know why a lot of people watch video and nobody will like. Please now, you guys, encourage me. Oh, encourage me by liking and sharing. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel, join the family, and thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all your support. I really appreciate, and see you in my next tutorial. Bye.